In this video, here's what we'll cover: how we read the week's research, digital tools for loneliness, a self-guided app for burnout, exercise for depression and anxiety, how to choose what to try first. Some weeks the research all seems to point in the same direction, and this was one of them. 3 studies landed on 3 very ordinary parts of a life: the people around us, the work we do, and how much we move our bodies. None of these are new ideas. What is new is how strong the evidence has become that each one, done well, genuinely helps. Before I walk you through the studies, a word on how I read them in my practice. I only pay close attention to credible, primary sources, peer-reviewed journals, universities, and official health bodies, and I treat fresh findings as emerging, not settled, because a single study rarely changes how we work with a client on its own. So take everything here as a careful update, not a new set of rules. The first study looked at loneliness, which we no longer treat as just an unpleasant feeling. It is now recognized as a genuine risk to health, with links to depression, anxiety, heart disease, and even earlier death. So a large review of digital tools for loneliness is worth reading carefully. This one pulled 40 randomized controlled trials, involving more than 6,000 people, across all sorts of digital tools, apps, websites, video-based social programs, and chatbots. 3 things stood out. First, the tools to help, modestly. Second, what is inside them matters. Psychological programs, especially those based on CBT, and anything with a group or social element, worked better than tools that simply hand you information. Third, some surprising formats, like group activities online, showed real promise, particularly for older adults. Here is how I read that, carefully. A phone cannot replace a friend, and no one should expect it to. But a well-designed program that helps you actually do something social, join a group, share an activity, practice a skill, can be a genuine bridge. It is a first step, not the whole answer, and for someone who is not yet ready to walk into a group room, it may be a real win. The second study turned to work. Burnout has moved from office slang into the official disease classification, where the World Health Organization now lists it as an occupational syndrome. In our clinic we see it constantly. In healthcare, teaching, and small business owners running on empty. Researchers tested a self-guided app built on cognitive behavior therapy. The design was simple. Around 290 adults, all carrying significant stress and burnout, were split into 2 groups. One group used the app alongside their usual care. The other had usual care alone. They were measured at 3 months, and again at 6. At 3 months, the app group showed small to moderate improvements over usual care on stress, anxiety, burnout, day-to-day functioning, and quality of life. By 6 months, those gains had held, and even grown a little, and the app needed no clinician steering it, which matters a great deal when human therapy is hard to access. My honest read is this: these effects are real, but they are modest, not miraculous. A self-guided app is not a substitute for proper care when burnout is severe, or when a workplace is genuinely unsafe. But for early or moderate stress, a well-built CBT app is a sensible, low-friction place to start. It sits alongside the things that truly lighten the load: sleep, boundaries, and support, not instead of them. The third study ties the week together, because movement seems to help almost every angle of mental health at once. It was an umbrella review, a review of other reviews, and a very large one, bringing together 81 separate meta-analyses, covering more than 79,000 people, on the effect of exercise on depression and anxiety. The results were remarkably consistent. For depression, exercise produced a moderate benefit in the range of some antidepressant medications in similar groups of people. For anxiety, the benefit was also moderate and steady across settings. Aerobic exercise, the kind that gets you a little puffed, showed the largest and most reliable effects, though strength work and mixed routines helped too, and benefits appeared even at fairly modest doses. The careful reading matters here. Exercise is not something we would prescribe instead of therapy or medication when those are clearly needed. And it is not a cure for severe illness, but the evidence that regular movement helps mild to moderate depression and anxiety is now genuinely strong. The best exercise is the one you will actually do most days, in a form that fits your life. So how do you use all this? Start with whatever is easiest to sustain right now. If loneliness is the theme, a small social step usually beats a nap on its own. If work is grinding you down, pair a self-guided CBT tool with honest conversations about your workload. If your mood or worry is low-grade but persistent, add regular movement, aerobic where you can. And if any of it is severe, or getting worse, please do not wait. A careful assessment is the fastest way to match the right help to the right problem. That last point is really the whole job. Self-help, therapy, medication, workplace changes, a medical review. The right mix depends on the person, the pattern, and the severity. If any of this is shaping daily life for you or someone you love, you do not have to work it out alone. You can read the full roundup, with links to every study, or book an assessment with our team at Potentialz Unlimited in Bella Vista, using the links below. Before you go, here's a quick recap of what we covered. How we read the week's research. Digital tools for loneliness. A self-guided app for burnout. Exercise for depression and anxiety. How to choose what to try first.